short, chubby mustache plumber has done quite a lot for the video game industry. In fact, he saved all of video games in general. He established gaming as a source of entertainment and not just a fad that came and went back when Super Mario Bros. Was released for the NES in 1985. And it's amazing how many Mario games continue to raise the bar in level design and overall quality with almost every new Nintendo console. The original did it, Super Mario Bros. 3 did it, even Super Mario World on the SNES did it. But those games I can discuss at another time. Do you remember the game Super Mario 64? I'm sure most of you do, and I know that seems like a dumb question because, it is. Of course you remember it. The game was only the greatest launch title of all time. Well, maybe. But does it still hold up to today's standards? Welcome to a series I'm creating called Remember That Game. In this series, I will examine many classic games that might be fondly remembered, or some maybe not so much. It's just something I wanted to create to celebrate the good or bad days of gaming's elaborate history. Now, Super Mario 64 released alongside the Nintendo 64 back in 1996. In fact, it was one of only two launch titles, Super Mario 64 and Pilot Wings 64. And man, do I feel bad for anyone who was dumb enough to buy Pilot Wings instead. The king of video games was moving into 3D. How amazing was that? Now we could jump, flip, stomp, and dive in open 3D environments. It's crazy how Nintendo can make these simple abilities a more enjoyable experience than some over-the-top action shooters that are releasing nowadays. Super Mario 64 shows that you don't need much to make an unbelievable game. Take the intro as an example. Our pudgy friend Mario jumps out of the iconic green tube and is free to roam outside of Peach's castle. There is a reason Mario wasn't placed inside one of the first levels. There's a reason that there is this hub world where Mario is free to run and jump between new levels. Nintendo wanted us to experience what it was like to move a character in a 3D environment, and they gave us this playground to toy around with before diving into the first couple worlds. Every move you will use in the game can be used right there in the beginning. Long jump, triple jump, wall jump, ground pound, even this weird looking kicking slide thing that you will never have to use. It's all there. All it takes is some fidgeting around with the controls and any player would get the hang of it in no time. As you enter the castle, you are greeted by Bowser telling Mario to get out and that nobody is home. Naturally, you start exploring the opening area of the castle. To this day, I don't think a game has seen a better hub world than Super Mario 64. Banjo-Kazooie is a close second right behind, but I don't know, ask me on another day and my answer will probably change because Banjo was literally the first game I ever played. Imagine a young, impressionable mind playing that imaginative game the very first time. But as of right now, and not because I'm making this video and it would tie in well, I'm going with Super Mario 64. In Super Mario 64, the vibe just fits so perfectly well. Jumping between rooms and in between paintings was an absolute delight. Running through corridors while the sound of Mario's feet pattering echoes throughout the castle just blasts me with some heavy nostalgia. But what was awesome were the secrets you could find by just being a little curious. All throughout the castle are hidden levels waiting to be found to collect some extra stars. For example, this room on top of the stairs on the right in the beginning of the castle. Now if you walk in there, it looks like nothing's in the room, but they wouldn't just make a room for nobody to use. I know some games have those models or rooms that are basically there for no reason, like this damn door in Ocarina of Time. I know I'm not the only one who tried everything to get behind that door as a child. It bothered me so much that I couldn't find what was back there, and I can't be the only one. Anyways, if you just take a few seconds, you'd realize that Mario can actually climb through one of the windows. Just jump through Peach's face and bam, a secret level hiding not one but two secret stars. And these are scattered all across Peach's castle. Now onto one of the best aspects of the game, its soundtrack. My man Koji Kondo slammed this soundtrack out of the park just like he normally does. Each level's theme fits its overall aesthetic of the world like a glove. I just don't know how it's possible for somebody to make such great content literally every time they work on something. If only I was like that. The music in all the Mario games are just like comfort food. It just makes you happy. I've never had a slice of pizza and it just pissed me off. That would be pretty weird. Now I'm not saying a Mario level or a Mario game has upset me because they have. Not to this insane level, but a Mario game definitely has left me flustered before. but the music always brings me back to sanity. Just like eating a slice of pizza, I can't be upset when I'm listening to this. Now, one of my only complaints about the game would be Bowser, formerly known as King Koopa. Now, I can't be upset at how he looks because really no games on the N64 and PS1 era really look that great. All the character models are just a bunch of weird polygons and really do not age well at all. I mean, at all. While most Super Nintendo games have aged graphically pretty well, the N64 definitely has not. But I can't knock them because moving into 3D was very innovative at the time. What I didn't enjoy that much was the boss fights with Bowser. They weren't very Mario-ish in my opinion. Yeah, it's hard to say something isn't Mario-ish because I didn't make Mario, so what do I know? But Mario is about awesome platforming and bopping people on the heads, not swinging them around in circles and throwing them into explosive spikes. When I say it like that, Mario seems pretty metal, but that's not the point. Whenever I did hit the explosive spike, I never thought it was because of my precise timing or aim, but more of just pure luck. Mario can spin Bowser so fast it seems like he's about to take off like a helicopter. So it is fairly hard to hit a tiny spike at the edge of the level when Mario is spinning at the speed of sound. You can sort of barely throw him foot by foot until you're right next to the spike, but what's the fun in that? Many games on the N64 era haven't aged well. The change to open 3D environments took some getting used to for some developers, and there really wasn't a set of guidelines to follow because nobody had done it before on a home console. We got many games that seemed like a chore to just play the game. Back when the OG Super Mario Bros. Was released, people looked to it as what a platformer should be or should feel like. It just felt good to control Mario. Jumping and running felt as tight as it should. Mario was the basis for platformers. Now moving into 3D, nobody had Mario to rely on from the start. But once again, Mario came and saved the day. Mario 64 gave structure to 3D platformers. Everything about the game demonstrated how to make the jump from 2D to 3D. And the most insane part about it is that it is still amazing today. Holding the N64 controller will take a little adapting to again, but once you get the hang of it, that fork-like controller, it's smooth sailing from there. Now we will see if this pudgy plumber can do it again in Super Mario Odyssey next month. Thanks for watching.